Hi everybody, my name is Faye. I am a senior here at Portland State. This is actually my last term and then I graduate, so I'm super excited. I'm a sociology and liberal studies major with a minor in Chicano Latino studies. Um, for this assignment, I kept going back and forth with who I wanted to talk about, but I narrowed it down to talking about somebody from the music industry. When I think about culture, one of the most important aspects of culture is music, especially for me as somebody who is Mexicana. So my mom's from Mexico and my dad is Irish. So with both those cultures in mind, music is so important. So for this assignment, I chose Jenny Rivera, which I'm sure many of you know who she is. She's kind of an icon. And yeah, so I'm gonna be talking about her. Jenny Rivera was born and raised in Long Beach, California. Both her parents are from Mexico, and she grew up with a family who was really involved in music. Her dad had his own grupo, and her brother was also really involved in music. So naturally, she kind of grew up with music. Jenny was known for doing regional Mexican styles of music such as banda corridos, mariachi, and norteños. These are all really important genres of Mexican style music. One of the biggest reasons why I chose Jenny is because she is the biggest Chicana, besides Selena, the biggest Chicana icon that I can think of, who I personally grew up listening to and really admiring. So the quote I have from her actually comes from her book, which is called Unbreakable: My Story, My Way. I have the quote right here, so I'm just reading it. It says, "Whatever you do, mija, do your best, be different from everyone, stand out." I chose this quote because when I was little, I had a really hard time fitting in because I don't fit into these stereotypes and the expectations of what it should look like to be a Mexican woman. I'm really fair skinned, as you can see. I don't have big, strong, Latina features. So I had a really hard time fitting in. And I also didn't fit into the sort of stereotypes that are placed onto Latina women, being very obedient and kind of staying at home and helping around the house with family and, cooking and cleaning for everybody. I never have stood by that stereotype. And that's who Jenny was. Jenny was very open about women's rights and women's issues, and she was a really huge icon and still is a huge icon and role model for Latina women all over who feel like they have been personally impacted by those negative stereotypes of being obedient and listening to whatever everybody tells you. So yeah, that's why I chose that quote. I feel that I'm different sometimes and I do stand out. And like I said, I had a hard time understanding that as a kid. But now that I'm older and I've had the influence of her music, I've been able to kind of embrace that a little more. So yeah, Jenny won 22 Billboard Latin Music Awards, 11 Billboard Mexican Music Awards. She was also nominated for a few Latin Grammy nominations. She had her own show called I Love Jenny. She's written a few books, such as the one I just talked about, and she released a few different perfumes. So she kind of has been everywhere in the music industry, and she continues to still be pretty relevant in the music industry and be a role model to other young Latina artists. So that's why I chose her. From this class, I just hope to gain a better understanding for my personal self of what it means to be Chicana and to be Latina, and to learn a little bit more about more Chicana, Latina role models. So yeah, thanks.